A lot of people have been saying, oh, this exotic is kind of weird. It's not really that good. Guys, it's an absolutely phenomenal exotic. And I've been having a blast in PvE. So there's a few things you want to do. But I feel like on the Titan is where it's the most amazing. And the reason is you can proc all of its buffs extremely easily, and I'm going to show you guys how. So first, let's take a look at the weapon real quick. If you look at the sights of the weapon, you see 3 little circles and 1 bigger circle. Let's say you tag a enemy with a weakened effect with any of your abilities, and then you shoot them with this weapon. One of those little circles will light up, meaning that now your weapon has the ability to weaken enemies. Now let's say you tag an enemy with a suppression effect. You shoot that enemy and another circle will light up, which would mean that now the weapon has the ability to suppress and weaken. And finally, if you tag some enemies with volatile and then you shoot them, the 3rd circle will light up. And now the weapon can apply all 3 debuffs to the enemies: weaken, suppress, and volatile. And now in order to use all of these debuffs, all you got to do is make the big circle light up. And for that, all you need is to land 1 bullet from 3 different bursts. As long as 1 bullet per burst hits an enemy that has any kind of debuff on it, you'll be ready to go. Then you just long press square, you consume the energy, and then woo, you're ready to melt. What you can do on the Titan is you can get all of these 3 debuffs at the same time with pretty much 1 grenade throw. And the build that I'm going to show you is going to give you the ability to have grenades pretty much all the time. Even though I have very low discipline, you can have your grenades up very, very fast. And on top, you're going to be debuffing the enemies with all 3 debuffs. So what you want to do is you want to use the suppressor grenade. So that's one right there. You tag your enemy with grenade, they're suppressed, right? Now, on top of that, we're going to be using Echo of Undermining. Your void grenades weaken targets, right? So that's 2 debuffs. And then finally, Controlled Demolition. Hitting a target with a void ability or volatile explosion makes them volatile. You just pretty much throw the grenade, you tag the enemy. It doesn't need to be full damage even, as long as they get like slightly touched with it. Boom, you shoot the weapon and you will get all of the 3 debuffs ready to go. Then you consume that energy, and now for 10 seconds you're shooting with this weapon, ladies and gents, and you're applying all of those debuffs. Dude, listen to me, this shit even melts like yellow targets in like the legendary missions where you're light cap. It's so much fun to use. And simply because the overall setup here, as mentioned, we're going to be getting those grenades back really quick. Heart of Inmost Light is what you want to be using. Use 1 ability to briefly improve your other abilities. So which means that, for example, if you throw the grenade, then you do your thing, the whole weapon is charged with all the debuffs. It's absolutely shredding. And then you need your grenade again. You just drop your shield, your barrier, should I say, and it starts charging up really, really quick. At the same time, you have this melee right here. You get even more grenade energy from that. We're also running Focusing Strike on the gloves. You can also slap on Unstoppable Pulse Rifle just to pretty much have everything you can have with a pulse rifle for PvE, and this whole combination becomes really, really deadly. We're also gonna be getting Devour. Picking up an Orb of Power grants Devour. So not only are you dealing tons of damage with your weapon, throwing your grenades, your abilities, absolutely destroying shit around you thanks to the Heart of Inmost Light, but you're also getting Devour. Now, in order to make that work, on the helmet, we're gonna need Harmonic Siphon. Rapid Weapon Final Blows with damage matching your subclass type, create an Orb of Power. Now you're also grabbing those orbs, and you, on top of everything, you also have Devour, which makes it even better. Your survivability just went up even more. On the helmet, you guys also see that I'm using Font of Might, picking up an Elemental Well that matches your subclass energy type, grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same elemental type. This is easily one of my favorite builds this season. On the gloves, obviously, we're going to be using Reaping Wellmaker. That means that every time you drop your barrier, and after you get a kill after dropping your barrier, those will drop your elemental wells, which, as you guys saw right there, will make you much stronger. You also have Focusing Strike, which means that every time you do damage with your melee, you charge your grenade energy. So that's another way to get your grenade back even faster. So for the chest piece, it's going to be Heart of Inmost Light, as mentioned, the Rocket Launcher Reserves, and obviously Volatile Flow. Let's take a look at that. Picking up a Void Elemental Well grants your void weapons volatile rounds, which also really well ties in with this whole setup, especially the weapon. And then on the boots, Fusion Rifle Scavenger taking charge. And then on the class item, utility kickstart with high energy fire. And the reason I'm running fusion rifle scavenger obviously is because in the kinetic, I'm using deliverance. By the way, I'm missing one more deliverance and then I can craft it. I can't wait for that. Avoid rocket launcher for the heavy. Tomorrow's answer with clown cartridge, meaning every time I reload, I get 2 rockets and I can shoot them right away, which is perfect for this overall setup. As you're getting those elemental wells, you're increasing the damage of this weapon. So overall, this is the build, man. 100% worth trying out. And this weapon, once again, for all the people that are saying to themselves, you know, oh man, you know what? I don't care if I don't get that weapon. Guys, trust me, you do freaking care. You do care, because this weapon is very, very fun. I'm going to be working on many other builds with this weapon, both for PvE and PvP, so stay tuned for that. But for now, in PvE, from all the shit that I've tested, just getting all those buffs with one grenade throw has been a blast. Right away, you do so much more damage with the weapon. It's easy to get those buffs with this overall build. That's what I love about it. You don't need anything crazy. You just throw the grenade, tag one enemy, get one shot, right? All the buffs are ready to go. It's insane. 100% make sure to try this out, guys, if you have this exotic. If you don't, do that raid 3 times a week, non-stop. Just do it, because you need it. Trust me. This weapon is amazing for build crafting in general. Like, there's no reason not to give it a go.